Well, I'm disappointed a little bit in our lack of execution, especially in the third quarter. Our first quarters and third quarters have been a problem for us. The last couple of games, our first quarters have been better, but our third quarters have still been very poor. That's something that we as a staff need to evaluate and figure out if we can do something differently at halftime, whether it's getting them out there sooner, whether it's watching what we're doing in the warm-ups. New York is a great team, and their strength is their interior, and they certainly kicked our butt on the boards, and to be able to get all the offensive rebounds and the scores inside, and but we have to minimize our own mistakes, and we have a small margin for error when you're playing a great team like New York, and we have to be able to execute at crunch time. We have to be able to get defensive stops and finish plays with rebounds at crunch time, and we have to maintain a high consistency level, and right now we're just not doing that, and that's on us as a staff to figure out why that is and to put our players in better situations.
You scored just 4 points in the third, but were able to bounce back in the fourth. How were you able to do that?
I mean, I don't know. I think just fighting and continuing to compete and just giving ourselves a chance because of what we're doing defensively. Look, we do have 4 new players, but only 3 of them are first year or second year players. So we've got a veteran group. So we've been in these situations before. We just have to find a way to minimize our self-inflicted wounds.
You were able to hold one of the top scoring teams in the league to just under 40 points in the first half. Were you happy with your defensive performance today?
I wouldn't say overall. I think in the first half we had a pretty good defensive performance. I don't think that. I think it's very difficult to guard a team that has a player like Tina Charles, and we talked about that earlier. She's so much better at facilitating now than she was when she came in early. She's really developed her perimeter game. She shoots 26, 15, and 6. That's pretty good. But when you have a player like that, you have to be able to lock down the others around her. And I felt like, in time and score situations, we might have done a good job on Charles, but we let somebody else get loose, and we have to be able to shore up those areas on the defensive end. I felt like overall our energy was good, on both ends of the floor. It's just now we have to focus that energy and channel that energy, and mentally be as sharp as we are physically.
Do you think there was a momentum change a little bit when Brianna took a couple of those? I know she took a charge from Javante, and I think she took another charge as well. Did it seem like you guys had a momentum shift? Or like, okay, we got this. Momentum's going our way.
Well, I think there's a number of momentum shifts in the game. First of all, when Bree got her 4th foul, that was a shift in their favor. And then, she makes a couple of really great plays on the defensive end of the floor, and so you start to feel pretty good about yourself. But at the end of the day, you put yourself in a position to come back, put yourself in a position to win a ball game, and then it comes down to the details. Giving up an offensive rebound on a free throw line. So instead of them having 1 point, now they've got 3, and closing the gap. Giving up an offensive rebound when you get a player to shoot the shot that you want in their offense, giving up an offensive rebound, missing wide open layups, things like that you just really can't afford to do, because those type of plays are momentum shifting as well. And you can't afford to have those against good teams. And, every team in this league will make you pay for that. I know that there were multiple times out of timeouts that we didn't execute the way that we wanted to execute. And I think that's, again, where us as a staff have to go back to making sure that we're communicating in an efficient way, to making sure that we're clear, because one of the things we have been very good at in the past is executing out of timeouts and executing at crunch time, and so that's something that we have to look at and we have to self-evaluate.